Welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Roig. Listen, you've probably heard this before. We can't afford it. I heard it a lot growing up, as 97 to 99% of America hears. You know, I had my beliefs challenged recently, and I just thought this was real important to throw this out there. You know, if you just sit around with the "we can't afford it" all the time and never ever expand your mind or listen to anyone else's ideas or read a book, just something as simple as, okay, if I was going to be able to afford it, what would I have to do? And I'm just going to give you this little scenario. So I'm driving around, find the most expensive house in town, and, how much would a mortgage be on that? I don't know, maybe $3,000 a month. And I said, okay, well, if it's $3,000 a month, if you were in the real estate game, how many rentals would it take you to be able to bring in $3,000 a month? And I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe 4 of them. I said, so if you had 4, and he goes, let's just go crazy and say 5. Because if you had 5 of them, it would pay for that place, even if one's, has a vacancy or not. Theoretically, you could bring in enough money maybe just to pay for the place. Why couldn't you have it? And, I really never thought about it. No one's ever said it was obtainable or you could do it, or if you put in the effort or just thought of a solution. Said maybe you have to build a business. If you started off mowing yards and started your own lawn care business, or and eventually move that in, depending on what part of the United States you're in, maybe you do the snow removal thing. How long would it take before you built up a business big enough that you could either A, afford the place, or B, you could build up a business big enough, sell it, and then start a new business? And he goes, look, everybody's going to have the means at some point, okay? Whether you get a stimulus check or, you make X amount per hour, you'll be able to save up. And whether it's buying that lawnmower and that trailer and getting a truck and starting it out, a little weed whacker and a little power blower, whatever it is, it's obtainable. But again, it's easier when we just revert back to what we know, always told, can't do it, can't afford it, that's only for rich people. And I just got sick of hearing that stuff. What if you were just around wealthy people all the time that just kept telling you, you can do it, go for it? Maybe they're offering to help because you actually have a good attitude towards it. I had a bad attitude for a long time, first one to admit that. And once I start changing these things, man, every doors open up. You just run into different avenues when you're operating from abundance and not scarcity. You're worried about helping other people and not just helping yourself. I feel like you run into different type of people, you attract a different type of people, person. Something that's so huge that's uncomfortable to talk about. Facts are facts. Wealthy people don't run around the house telling kids, shut the lights off, close the door, eat all the food off your plate, we can't afford that. These are things, honestly, that they don't do. It's constantly when you get your ideas challenged that, hey, you can afford it, hey, you can do this, hey, let's go for it, hey, let's build this business, what would it take, how much are you gonna have to save to start this? It takes a little bit of the fear out of the way, and then when you get some positive reinforcement, my God, you can actually do this. It's not unobtainable. So Uncle Roy just trying to drop you a little bit of encouragement and just challenge what you were told. Not that something's right or wrong, but just stop and think about it for a minute. I mean, it's reshaped the whole way that I think and the way that I'm going to be teaching my 2 young ones. I've got 2 children now under the age of 3, and when they start coming up, I just want to start setting bars. By this age, I want to have them know this. By this age, I want to have them know that. Just some fun things, though, that, again, challenging it. Yes, you can. Yes, you could. What is it going to take if you want that? I mean, just start using those words instead of that poison, that it's never going to happen. You can't do that. Believe me, the people that are closest to you are going to be the first ones to inject the poison. Not to say that you have to get them out of your life, but you got to keep distance when you're on a mission to start serving other people and giving back versus just worried about yourself. You want to provide better for your family, so you're trying to do something, bigger than, what you thought was obtainable. Gotta dream a little bigger, gotta go for it. If you've enjoyed this content, do me a solid. Fist bump the like button, subscribe, hit the little notification bell. Until next time, let me know what's going on in your world. Sheesh.